Well, there's no question. There's something magical about the holidays, but with all the added spending, events, family time, it is also one of the most stressful times of the year. On today's Mom Squad, I talked to Dr. Adam Borland with the Cleveland Clinic about what triggers stress, making our blood boil, and how to manage it.
And I think it's the expectations that we put on ourselves. As you said earlier, this idea of kind of a Norman Rockwell image, frankly, is likely not going to happen. The idea that I'm going to get that perfect present for someone, that there's going to be harmony the entire weekend. A lot of times we're surrounded by people that we don't spend all that much time with throughout the year. And then there's this expectation that when we get together, there's just going to be peace and harmony.
Well, drum roll, please. Family gatherings. That is actually the #1 cause of stress this time of year. Dr. Borland had this amazing advice. He reminds us, we can't control other people, what they say, what they do, but we can manage how we react. So he says, when you're in these situations, somebody says something strange, your blood is boiling, pretend your life is a sitcom. And where would that laugh track be at your family gathering? Because that's a great way to approach it. He has great advice on how to fit in self-care, what you can do in the moment to manage stress, and also how to approach the holidays with a dose of reality. You can see the entire conversation. All you have to do is go to our WKYC Plus channel, which you can find on Roku and Fire TV. You can also see the episode on your WKYC YouTube channel. And Danielle Wiggins and I sit down and talk about the ways that we make sure that we don't get too stressed out, the tricks we've learned along the way, because really it is about taking a deep breath and how you approach these next few weeks and those family gatherings, those holiday parties, the extra spending, the extra added chores that you have to do.
So you're saying there are tricks. There are ways to get through it.
There are tricks.
How about that?
It's not easy.
No.
The anxiety leading up.
Yeah. I mean, I want to say that I heard a professional once refer to it as eustress. Like there is such a thing as that. And even though we think of the holidays as such a great time of the year, everything he's saying.
And self-care is tricky. And so I asked him a lot about this because when you say self-care, you automatically think like, oh, I'm going to go get a massage. But when you don't have time because you're doing all the extra chores and you don't have the extra money, that it's not always easy to just, I'll just go get a massage and relax about it. So he talks about like those things that you can do in the moment. But, exercise is key. Eating healthier when you're not at holiday parties, also key.
Right.
Just to make sure that you're as healthy as possible, too.
And raise your hand at home if you just did not agree with exactly what he said there about the family. I mean, you're not with those people throughout the year, and you're gathering people together. I mean, so many people can relate.
Yeah. Right. So then you're kind of in a different frame of mind to begin with.
Right. Yeah. Well, in family, we'll wrap this up, but like family, you always have the issues, like the things that bother you about family. And then on the holidays, it just gets exacerbated. So it's like how to approach that. And I love what he said about the laugh track. Because if somebody says something weird, you got to just laugh it off, or somebody doesn't show up. Oh, okay, well, move on,
Right.
And around Christmas time, it's not like you're going around the block like it's June. You can't just take a walk.
Yeah.
No, chances are we're not going to be doing that.